are dying. Coral reefs and fish are disappearing, sea levels are rising, and there's no one to blame but humans. Thankfully, some humans are looking to address this world-changing problem. Heal the Ocean is a local nonprofit organization that is geared towards just that, healing our ocean. I have extensively researched ocean pollution and its effects on the environment, and I have seen firsthand the positive change of Heal the Ocean. If you're like me, you love the ocean and want to see it prosper and be enjoyed by future generations. By the end of this speech, you'll know how and why you can support Heal the Ocean. Tonight, I will talk about why we need to stop polluting our oceans and start cleaning them up, how Heal the Ocean is rectifying these issues in Santa Barbara County, and the effects of ocean pollution and the actions taken by Heal the Ocean. Humans have been using the ocean like a trash can for centuries, using an out of sight, out of mind mentality. But this isn't how things work, and using our oceans as a dumping ground has some very negative effects. Ocean dumping is the deliberate disposal of hazardous wastes at sea from vessels, aircraft, platforms, or other human-made structures, as stated by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. The most toxic waste material dumped into the ocean includes dredged material, industrial waste, sewage sludge, and radioactive waste, as stated by marinebio.org. They go on to say that dredging contributes to about 80% of all waste dumped into the ocean. Ocean pollution has some very negative consequences on us and our environment. Sea level rise is caused by global warming. This is a fact and not an opinion. The ocean has protected us from the worst effects of climate change. From the beginning of industrialization until today, the ocean has absorbed more than 90% of heat from human-caused global warming, and about 1/3 of our carbon emissions. But we are now seeing the devastating effects of that heat and carbon dioxide. This quote from the Ocean Conservatory emphasizes the brutality we have inflicted on our oceans. Heat from our emissions is causing our necessary glaciers to melt and sea levels to rise. Rising sea levels can affect housing, waste treatment, and destroy ecosystems throughout the world. Heal the Ocean's mission focuses on wastewater infrastructure, sewers, and septic systems, as well as ocean dumping practices that have been contributed to ocean pollution, as stated on their website at www.healtheocean.org. Heal the Ocean has led several projects in capping oil wells, specifically in Summerlin, California, in recent years. Summerlin has a vast history of oil drilling on and offshore. After successfully capping the Becker well in February of 2018, Heal the Ocean Advisory Board member Harry Ravin pushed for capping oil wells of Treadwell and Northstar. These two wells were successfully capped in November 2020. Heal the Ocean is pushing for plans to adapt our wastewater treatment plants to prepare for rising sea levels. In 2012, Hurricane Sandy inundated wastewater treatment plants on the East Coast, releasing billions of gallons of raw sewage into towns and beaches and into the ocean, as quoted from Heal the Ocean's website. Our own wastewater treatment facility in Goleta has experienced similar assaults from stormwater. So much so that emergency boulders were put in place to prevent any further damage to the facility. This has led Heal the Ocean to support adaptation of these plants to better protect our resources. Now that I've talked about ways Heal the Ocean is attacking these issues, let's talk about how Heal the Ocean has positively affected the community and effects of ocean pollution. I'm a resident of Summerlin. I can attest the dramatic revival of our stretch of beach due to the capping of several oil wells over the years. Heal the Ocean has successfully capped oil wells Becker, Treadwell, and Northstar from the years 2018 to 2020. Now, Summerlin Beach and the surrounding areas are almost completely devoid of oil pollutants. As a kid, I could walk 2 steps onto the sand and have tar on my foot and could see oil slicks in every wave. If you saw any sea life on that beach a decade ago, it had more than likely washed ashore, being choked by oil and other pollutants. Now you can go on that same stretch of beach and see fish swimming in its waters and sea lions playing in the sand. Imagine how much worse it could get for our oceans and beaches. Summerlin was drilled in 1930 and abandoned by the 1950s. That's only 20 years of exposure to this one beach. What could happen to our oceans? What could our oceans look like with centuries of pollution already in it and with more pollution being added every day? Pollution is killing our reefs, as I mentioned before. Hundreds of species of fish and other marine life depend on coral reefs for their survival. As mentioned in worldwildlife.org's article on coral bleaching. Our pollution is destroying this necessary ecosystem and many others like it. More than 3 billion people depend on the ocean for their livelihoods and food security. This quote by Layla Mead, who was the official photographer from the UN Climate Change Conference in 2006. She is also noted to have received her master's degree from the University of Columbia. There are 8 billion people living on Earth today. Almost half of them rely on the ocean for their needs. If you're one of those 3 billion people, wouldn't you want to ensure that your livelihood and source of food is secure? You might be curious how you can become a part of Heal the Ocean. Let me tell you. To conclude, you can help Heal the Ocean make a difference by healing our ocean instead of harming it. Today we covered ways our oceans are polluted, how a local nonprofit organization is trying to combat these pollutants, and the effects of ocean pollution and the actions taken by Heal the Ocean. Heal the Ocean offers many volunteer exercises. They've posted a Google form on their website that will send emails to you notifying you of future volunteer events, such as beach cleanups and their annual benefit. You can also donate to their organization through their website. With your help, we can stop the coral reefs from disappearing, invite fish back into their natural habitats, and prevent sea levels from rising.